Okay, welcome back. I'm Cappadocia. Welcome back to Rogue Trader. We're carrying on right where we were, just after clearing out the gang in there. And now we're going to head all the way back and get out of here. Don't think there's anything more around here that we need right now. We are going to return to Void Dock. We're going to go back to our ship, see how things are getting on. Okay. Ah. Something we missed. That's just another one of them. Servitor. There it is. Kiva Gamma Refuge. What about Kiva Gamma and how do you end up there? We told you everything back in the square. Things are rough on Kiva Gamma. Maybe there isn't a Kiva Gamma anymore. The planet was attacked by a horde of heretics. They shouted unholy prayers and cut down people left and right. We heard everything from orbit, listening to one broadcast after another. We realised there wasn't anything to save, so we thought we'd run. It was like our crew went mad somehow. The captain smashed his own head against the cogitator, and so did half the other officers. Everyone who survived did their best to steer the ship into the warp, and here we are. Only 3 ships made it out alive, ours being one of them. I don't know what happened to the other 2. Maybe they made it to Footfall, maybe they disappeared into the warp, or maybe something else happened to them. The first beast, its body wounded, crawled in a hole under a palace of an eminent lord. The second beast, its skin ulcers, perished in an asteroid grave. The third beast, its cursed essence, curled up in a glow of a yellow sun. What became of the ship used to get there? Apologies, we couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We're lucky God's all with Footfall. It's at the far docks. There's no use for it anymore. Doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere. The local recogulators have already moved some of the barely parts. You can send your people to take whatever's left, scavenge some components. Yep. Map of the Expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls roiled and tangled the paths. How did you desperate ones reach Footfall all the way from the planet system without a navigator? But please forgive my worthless words. We revealed our way in the dark, you could say. All we had is some old maps. We prayed to the Emperor day and night while the helmsman plotted a miracle. You were hurling accusations at your masters, a sign of treason. You do realise this. Please, Mercy, if you would have shouted some things, that's all. We shut them up ourselves already. It was their grief and fear talking. Please don't punish the rest of us. But please, Mercy, if you... Okay, yeah. Reputation directed at the Depths Mechanicus was likewise rated, denied as meaningless. Yep, we'll have them. The ones who shouted profanities can... Hendrix. Lord Captain. Honoured interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer West Asian. I'm not the habit of leaving a trail, but thank you for your concern. To what do I owe the pleasure of this latest visit? Only our mutual duty to humanity. It is duty that demands that I disturb your peace once more. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Rykab Minoris. I received some information from my agents regarding the movement and actions of the enemies of humanity, including the Xenos, that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds. This time, yours, Lord Captain. By the order of the Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calasar, whose duties stand central over the Cominsar Expanse and the Road Trader House of Bob Valencius, to take on board the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and supplies in deeds, great and small, that serve to safeguard the territory of the Imperium against its enemies. This decrees effect immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calasar. All I got from it is that ridding ourselves of this snitch won't be easy. What exactly caused this need to rejoin my crew? The cause of the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, the situation in the Cominsar Expanse has changed. I've received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the Von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiva Gamma. If not, then I'll share the details I know, but not here. Better to talk on board where we will not be overheard. I, Rogue Trader Sigma von Valancius, welcome the agent to the Golden Throne aboard my ship and take on the responsibility of assisting him in the fight against the evil that threatens humanity. Last fitting a righteous servant of the Emperor. If duty has brought you back aboard the Rogue Trader ship once more, then such is the Emperor's will. Welcome back, Interrogator. Thank you, sister. So long to be travelling with one of the best at Adeptus Sororitas. Master Van Kellogg, since you are with us once more, I do hope you'll find time to finish our conversation about the blessed works of the Conhalia the Blessed. I'll make every effort, Lady Orselio. I must give to you this. The Lord Inquisitor specified the contents of the Emperor for your rights only. I'll ask you to read it as soon as you have the time. That is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you start business on Footfall? Whatever their course, I can wait for you to board the company. Oh, okay. It's another close quarters one, but his psychic ability is useful. I'll leave this for the moment. But because I do want to go and trade Opticom. I wish to make a trade. Reputation. Reputation is 10, which is good. What do we have for trading now? We have... We really need to boost that up a bit. Power axe would be nice. Heavy plasma gun, steel body gloves. They do have some very nice gear. Now we'll leave this for now. To the void ship. And we're back on board, nice and easy. Nope. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's systems is complete. The tech priest report the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there is an issue you must be made aware of. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double check the route to Dargunis and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It's more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out, can no longer be used for travelling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from Atlas one after the other and saw the same everywhere. The warp is rolling with an ominous storm, busting with vivid and screaming colours. It will not hinder our movement, but previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and demons. It's a shame they can't be dispersed with a bolter or flamer. Now we can be certain that the problem, the astropathic communication occurs in expanse, is no coincidence. There's a warp disturbance in our way, Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you will need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valentius Protectorate as soon as possible. Talk about Yanis, Dargonus, Kiva Gamma. Charting new routes that can be reached and restoring control will be the next step. What will be the consequences? A world deprived of connection to its neighbouring systems and the current expanse's infrastructure can override itself, and their capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, xenos, heretics, anyone could prey on a helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no protectorate to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are a rogue trader, Sigma von Valentius, the successor to Theodora von Valentius, one of the most influential women this side of the Moor, but you're also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence, try to carve up your protectorate so they can snatch peace for themselves. It's important to show your potential allies and foes that you're in control of the situation, which is why we sooner reclaim these lost worlds the better. Ablog, which do we deal with first? Rediscovering the algae world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without: sustenance. It's important that basic supply should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I'm concerned by the rumours concerning Kiva Gamma. There have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us laughing stock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of the chronicles and ledgers which spell a bureaucratic catastrophe. Sorted systems are equally vital to the protectorate. Tell me about Janus. The surface world of Janus is altered extensively, so its planning could take native Nagu world. It's a powerful food base capable of supplying a burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions of the outer world at the same time. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the governor of House von Vilat. Under its leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous. Year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. Kiva Gamma? Industrial work Kiva Gamma is being managed by the Governor House Grupak and supplies your protectorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus Manufactorum. Ooh. I testify that Kiva Gamma is a world marked by the omniscience patronage, his grace, and the manufactorums of the colony inhabited and committed by industrious machine spirits. Mr. Stallman neglected to mention that the Kiva Gamma manufactorum also supplies heavy machinery from forge harvesters to vessel systems and components. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capabilities, Von Calox. Pleased to be in service. Dargonus is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It's where the administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so belong the Von Valence's palace. If you'd like to know, this is where they publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Dargonus is a major administrative hub that runs a cargo fleet. Our course is clear. Do us have any issues. That's all, Lord Captain. The vessel and crew await your instructions. We're ready to start Footfall immediately, should you wish to do so. Let's go to the map of the Cronus Expanse and see where we're heading. Lord Captain, we're once more within reach of the Von Valence's protectorate. Of utmost urgency, restoring communication with your planets and bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards, developing colonies, claiming new territories, establishing trade links, all is your privilege and burden. Okay, so Cronus Expanse is a vast region of space where you'll travel between different star systems. In each system, unique events can occur. By steering your flagship towards them, you can explore planets, switch them. Got it. Juice's blessing. Okay. Okay. Juice's blessing. Let's go see this before we leave the system. Captain, we have the flagship Juice's blessing with a small escort head. They're requesting direct channel. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honoured to speak with the road trip House Von Valence's made a name known through the ages. Charters Captain Utris Thorfest, bearer of the free charter of the Merchant Fleet. How may I be of service? What's your squadron doing here? We developed supply routes for charters. You may see my ship is representative of the Merchant Fleet in this part of the Imperium. We have not a fixed charter-fine route. Our mission is to establish business contacts with voyage bearers in need of regular ship repairs and those of specialised goods. What do you have? Ooh, they've got some nice stuff. We've already got So I think we leave that for now. We're fine. Here we go. Map of the Cronus Expanse. Karnak. The Cronus Expanse. So that's Janus there. Dargonus. As whoop. Okay. Platinum Stellos. Trintios, Savorius, Omicron. Okay. So we're visiting new places now. Ooh, okay. Where were we? We're over here. Unknown ships, those look suspiciously like chaos to me. We're going to scan it. What have we got here? Resources. There we go. we're going to keep that running. Come down here. Begin scan. We'll go here. Feral world. So there's nothing here. These look like the symbols that they use for, I don't know whether they are, but they look like chaos ships to me, the outline. Their silhouette, as it were. Yep. Couple of iconoclasts. Okie dokie. Right, and we ourselves there we go. Good hit. Good hit. Another icon. Good thing these iconoclasts can't seem to hit anything, isn't it? Bring them around for our port side. There we go. Trying to shoot down my torpedoes. Okay, we're going to loop our torpedoes around. We're going to follow them. It's our turn. Okay, do we have a shot with our dorsals? No. Yeah, everything's still outside of range now, but that's fine. They've just left themselves directly open to an attack from my torpedoes. And now they've run away. Let us line these up there. This one's running away. Okay. Pop another torpedo up. This is good. If you want to stay out there, that'd be fun. Okay. Dorsal mount. We'll go here. Mars pattern micro batteries. 3 chaos ships downed. I'll take that. Now, ship. Okay, so what we got? We got Mars pattern here. 2 shots, dealing 14 damage. Four 14 needs to do. So we'll put these on the port. Mars pattern. There we go. So this should now be a Mars pattern. So now we have the Sturgis up on the posts. What would Hemlux be good at? Right, I'm the Spin Commander, Master Cannoneer. Yep. Shield Master, yep. Master Maneuvers, most definitely. Warp Channeler, most definitely. Yeah. So yep, we're already laid up as our best. Let's go check this place out. Begin scan. A dead world. Nothing worth doing that. These look like Eldari vessels here. Yep. Inch forward 1. Right, I'm going to give them the good news from that. Then we're going to fly down here. Port macro cannons. Right, we'll stay there. We'll wait, we'll come out behind them. That worked. Excuse me. Starboard. Dorsal shot. Because the old Eldar ships are supposed to be like swift and fast. These ones didn't really want to move much. Wave bone fragments. Upgrade the ship. Why not? Okay. I'm going to take that one. New heading. And reinforce shields. There we go. So we can swing around quicker. Lord Captain received transmission from Foulstone, sent by a member of the Order of the Hammer, voluntaries of St. Cognitus, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Well, there used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Narvisia, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to road trader Winterscale. On the Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of transgression. Not abandon people of faith in distress. So, 611 days after the feast of the passing of Nicomedes Cave, the champion of the faith, disquietude married calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived on Foulstone in a starbark. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Narvisia, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care made landfall the world's surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty care to the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in Foulstone's grim wastelands, the forsaken people came to the monastery of St. Cognitus, where they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on its gate and implored them, well, take us in, protect us. And what was once a place of serenity and grace now knows a din of disorder and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhap also the seeds of alluring blasphemies, if friendly heathens lurked in their midst. After prayer, the prelate Heraclitus turned his eye to the past in search of instruction. Prelate Heraclitus recalled the first missionaries to set foot on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for serving St. Cognitus, and those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicomedes Keith, the champion of faith, who had travelled with them from their starbark to found in this place a humble and pure abode, wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And St. Cognitus, a man of great endeavours, a warrior and wise artificer, had never cowered behind the walls of a librarian, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying light in the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone, but many other worlds in the Cronus expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate Heraclitus did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. Excuse me. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to greet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals, and medical herbs and jugs of promethium, but the crowd came to blows over veins, and blood was spilt, and many of them were trampled or mauled in the stampede, and some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flat cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth, ready to render service in battle. With lasgun and bolter they pierced the interlopers with their chainswords and power flails as they struck at them, and a great and bloody harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers too, scant though their armour was, and scant as their skill in battle, slew many of them among the monastery dwellers, for great were their numbers and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls, and rang the vox alarum, and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep their watch over the gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help, and in spite they blocked the water collector and unpowered the generatorium. The faithful in the meantime made ready to resist. Someone heard Prelate Heraclitus and the leaders of the interlopers to each on account for their deeds, and commanded his formidable boarding forces to fall upon the interlopers as many as he could, extend a veil of protection over the interlopers, unleash his armed forces upon the interlopers and monks alike. Commanded his formidable boarding force to descend upon the interlopers and slay as many as they had slain. And there was a great battle, and the accursed miscreants lost their lives in great numbers. The rest fled swiftly into the wastelands, there tied in fear, and Prelate Heraclitus sent a vox transmission to the rogue trader, beseeching, destroy us not, but extend a hand of protection over us, for these wicked people will return. Gates over and quoth, now 'tis mine. As the faithful rejoice, for henceforth they would have an unwavering and mighty guardian, and they proclaimed it of all to hear. Singing hymns of glory, they unsealed the airlock and opened the abode's gate, for a great endeavour in the glorious name of the rogue trader awaited. Foulstone was to be led in prosperity and in faith. After prayer, the architects set to work in accordance with the saints' teachings, and the parameters set forth in the standard template construct. They erected spacious living quarters and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and a proud sensorium, within whose walls clerks and servo bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. Ooh, nice. So we've got a choice of projects here. The privilege to become Falstone's patron is tempting prospect for many. However, with the rogue trader's assistance, Warhammer will retain ultimate authority over the world. So it blocks these, but I get the hammer. No one in the entire will make a worthier guardian of the sanctuary of faith than the head of House Valencia. Some marvellous basilica will be erected in his honour. Benevolent profit factor can place. I don't like that. The ecclesiarchy lacks a capital in current wealth, which God faithful Falstone ascends. The states of cardinal worldly depths and minstrel will ensure the prosperity of their new. The ecclesiarchy. Security and good with the Drusians. Holy gifts, efficiency. I think we go for the high throne. Okay. Cool. So if you press Y, cool. Now the question is, does that work all over the place? We will find out. Cool, so we can return to Janus from here. Let's keep the gamma all the way over there. Well. Which informed me that sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship had been performed. The tech liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with the data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. However, the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. The spirit holds unique power that cannot be called anything other than a possession of the machine god. So what does that mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It's impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Reports received. Thank you, Pascal. The Omnissiah knows all and comprehends all. Okay. We're heading into Janus, and this, once this loads in, is where we're going to leave it for now. Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of this system match those of Telcos Epsilon, home to the Agorod Janus that belongs to the Von Valencius dynasty. We have received a Vox message from the planet of the Agorod's governor, officially welcome to Rogue Trader, reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subject's looking forward to your visit. World Shapers. Yeah, let's quickly go scan this. Begin scan. Trophies. Other than that, there's nothing worth bringing on board here. Lady Theodora loved the frozen worlds and never could discover why. 3+ to seal. Yeah, right, we'll start working on that. Foulstone. So, yep, we can do this from anywhere, so this is good. And there we go, so we've got Snow World, and there we go. We're going to leave that there. So again, hope you enjoyed the playthrough, but for now, I've been Cappadocia, signing off.